Well, I'm here with my co-host, Pearl Morning. Pearl, good morning.
Good morning, John. Good morning, everyone. I'm excited to be here this morning on the show as we bring to you 1 hour of enlightenment and entertainment, cutting across a potpourri of various segments like words of wisdom, fit and fresh, and quick cuisine.
You're right, Pearl. On today's lineup, we have two interesting personalities. Our first guest is Mr. Lucky Agazuma, Director General, Edo State Migration Agency. He'll be shedding light on the critical issue that affects millions of people worldwide, which is human trafficking. From forced labor to sex trafficking. We'll explore all the complexities of this modern day slavery and what we can do to prevent it.
Yes, that's right. On a lighter note, our second guest is set to crack our ribs this morning, talking of Precious Enwe Adebili, popularly known as We Opa Pikin, a comedian, content creator, actor, and of course, entertainer, just bringing to you fresh updates from Nigeria and beyond our shows. Also, a sports reel, our leaders made us proud again at the continental stage. This time, it's in the area of basketball. All of these and many more. As usual, let's kickstart with inspirational words. But before then, let's go on a short break.
All right, it's time for words of wisdom. Let's see some inspirational words from Words of Wisdom. Very motivational words there. All right, up next is Fit and Fresh segment. And on today's episode, we'll x-ray superfoods. What type of edibles are regarded as superfoods? Let's take a look.
And Fresh today looks at superfoods, nature's powerhouse of nutrition, as we are made to believe. Let us explore the top superfoods that can boost your health and well-being. What are the superfoods so-called and its benefits? Our guest, Uchechi Oko, will be taking us through it all.
Term superfoods is making other foods look like they are not important. That's because that's what that message passes to people. The people now feel like, oh, once I take this superfood or take them in higher quantities, I really do not need all other foods. Now makes people look down on your energy giving foods. Even makes people now look down on carbohydrates, thinking carbohydrates is now the enemy. Whereas carbohydrates helps to spare a lot of these other nutrients. It helps them to work and function better. Like these antioxidants now. Foods that are rich in antioxidants, they help to reduce the formation of free radicals in the body. And these free radicals in the body are they contribute to cell damage. They contribute to even diseases later on in life. When there are so many in the body, they start teaming up and forming disease conditions, causing some alterations in your metabolism. Another example is your omega-3, which is good for heart health, it's good for brain development and your brain function, found in oily fish and some seeds and nuts. Now, if I go back to food groups, you will see that these sources of this omega-3 now are part of our food groups that we said before. The nuts and seed, a very good source of the omega-3 fatty acids. The meat, fish and poultry group that has the fish and this oily fish in it has they're also good sources of this omega-3. So the point I'm trying to make here while explaining what these superfoods in quotes are is that we should not be fixated on I want to have these superfoods. No, we should have a holistic approach to food. If you look at foods like this is better than this, it makes some overlooked and underlooked. So the term superfoods is not an official term.
Remember to always choose a variety of whole foods and consult with a healthcare professional before making any significant changes to your diet.
That was Fit and Fresh this morning, and I hope our viewers at home will take a cue from this. It is a known fact that regular exercise and healthy lifestyle helps maintain physical and mental health, reducing the risk of chronic diseases like diabetes, heart disease, and obesity. Well, we have our first guest, like we mentioned earlier, our first guest, Mr. Lucky Agazuma, Director General, Edo State Migration Agency, is in the house. But before we get to meet him formally, let's quickly see his profile. Guest in the house, like I earlier said, much welcome, Dr. Lucky Agazuma, and happens to be with a lady, Dr. Nkechi Megbize, who is also the head of the department, Rehabilitation Integration, part of the agency. I'm really glad to have you here out of your busy schedule, because this period is a lot of work. Thank you so much for coming, Ma'am Sir. Now let's go straight to these menace of human trafficking. It's something that has always been there. But I think I have to start with you being the head of the agency. What are the measures being put in place by the Edo State government?
Okay, great. Thank you very much for this great question. As you said earlier, I'm Honorable Chief Lucky Agazuma, the Director General, Edo State Migration Agency, at the same time, in Nigerian diaspora. The governor of Edo State, Senator Monday, is investing much on migration agency because if you look at it, the index of human trafficking in Nigeria, Edo was taking the lead. In the current data, Edo has dropped, like Kano and the rest are taking the lead because of the present government creating awareness and funding. And as the agency head, we have developed 3 models for managing migration in the state, like the S-Cube method. We've reached out to all the stakeholders in the state that when they see issue relating to the human trafficking, see it, say it, sorted. So it's their duty to say it, it's their duty to say it, it's our duty to respond. Why we also develop another model, the Arrow Cube. That Arrow Cube is when this person, those who were already trafficked, we readmit, we rehabilitate, and reintegrate them back to the society. It's just like the case of one little girl that was trafficked at the age of 14 to Burkina Faso. When she got to Burkina Faso, the Sandra, they destroyed her contact. She lost contact to her families. When a blogger cried out on social media and TikTok, I believe we all had a story. I personally traveled to Burkina Faso to bring her back to Nigeria. On that 50 days, as we were returning from Ghana, His Excellency called me and said, there's a trending video, I've not even seen it, that he don't care to know where that person is from right now. All he wants is having his own person back to the state. As we were discussing, instantly, all resources were made available. We flew straight to Burkina Faso, as big as a country, Ouagadougou to be precise, to search for somebody in another man's country, getting the person, putting up the documentations through the embassy, and bringing that person back to Edo. As we speak now, that person has been readmitted when other persons rejected. And that person is now undergoing through the rehabilitation stage, while other persons get irritated. As our agency, the next phase right now is a proper reintegration. And of course, His Excellency just made a huge sum of amount available for her proper reintegration back to society. During the reintegration process, by His grace, I will be inviting NTA and other media houses to experience what His Excellency is doing in the area of reintegration in the state.
Thank you so much, sir. Speaking of that reintegration and the Excellency putting so much funds to this, what are these measures? How are you going to disseminate these measures and these facilities you have in place to help these people, these victims of human trafficking, which are mostly, because we have over 4.3 million, and most are women and children?
Yeah, I will tell you, like, currently what is trending more is on the area of internal trafficking. See people living in other states to Edo. Like, in the time past, I'm a diaspora. I've explored over 31 countries around the world. During my travels, I discovered that Edo women are being victimized around the world, that we are the human trafficker ourselves. But as a result of me being the Director General, we embarked on raiding. We discovered that most persons who are into this trafficking are not the Edo women. They've been victimized all the while. So in this, we go on the raiding. We try to know what is actually the cause. Why are they leaving that place? For example, we only left here to Ghana because we understand in recent time many persons have been trafficked to Ghana. We went to Ghana to visit the office of their Inspector General Police to understand how they are migrating our people out. Although we're able to get what we want, we are currently developing on that strategy to see how we can reduce this to barest minimum. Although we have a very big challenge. When you are fighting corruption, just know that corruption will fight you back. That is why Newton's second law of motion says in every action there's equally a reaction. Because of some persons who are benefiting from this irregular migration and human trafficking that is endemic right now in the state, they see us as a threat to their livelihood. As we speak, the first time we push harder, they try to use police to intimidate us in carrying out our job. Whereas Mr. Government is spending billions of naira in the educational sector to see that all these persons, our people, are educated. If these persons are trafficked out, who will enjoy that money? As far as going to bring $1 billion naira plus for bursary, those who don't have money can apply for the bursary. But if they are trafficked out, who will be the beneficiaries of this money?
Thank you so much. I think I'll go to the lady now. Now, getting these, Dr. Ikechi, getting these victims back. Your department is head of rehabilitation and integration. So what are these initiatives and projects you have in place? Because you can't just bring them back and leave them fallow.
Well, thank you for that question. I would like to start by saying that our returning migrants to Edo State are different from the internally trafficked persons, as my boss earlier mentioned, that they come in from other states of the country to come litter the streets of Benin. And I will also say that for our return migrants, we'll have programs in place for them, especially those that want to go on skill acquisition, after which startup packs are given to them to continue their life from there, while we keep up with the monitoring and evaluation of what they do. And as for these internal trafficking, the set of girls that have been taken off the street, for instance, from the month of March till date, when we discover that they are not from Edo State, what we do is contact their states, send them back, and for those ones that really want to settle here, we find how to set them up as well on skill acquisition.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now, this is a woman talking to woman. The women and the children, they are more of these victims of trafficking. So what is, yes, trying to integrate especially these women back, what do you really think is the main cause of child trafficking now, which is actually on the rise? What do you think is this main cause of this, women and children?
My boss mentioned something earlier on about a child that was trafficked to Burkina Faso, an underage child, a minor. Well, I would say that times are biting hard. Some parents are not finding things easy. And by the time you have something like absentee fathers from homes, you know the bond is stronger between mother and child. And somebody comes where you are passing through a lot of stress and be like, I want to help you, so one of your children can better your life. They are so gullible that they just give in to such offers and allow their children go on such perilous journey. So when the child gets there and feels like this wasn't what you told my mom, and then wants to come home, it becomes an issue. But somehow, if just like one of the children's own trended some 2 months back, and my boss had to travel to Burkina Faso to get the child back, as soon as the message gets to the agency, they work with other stakeholders home and abroad to see that the person is brought home. And we take it from there. The rehabilitation process begins, because when we talk about rehabilitation, actually, it's not just bringing somebody back and start the reintegration process. There are processes you take such a person through, or people. The psychologist is on ground after the counselors. The psychiatric doctors are also there for evaluation. When they are certified, they are taken to the next stage, which is making a choice of what they really want in life. And that is where other partners come in and assistance begin from there.
Well, that's very impressive. Back to the head of the agency. You said something about partnering with other sister agencies. So can you throw a little more light on their efforts so far, their support so far in trying to curb this human trafficking?
We believe in migration agency that no organization succeeds in isolation. It's only with a collaboration you expect an innovation. We collaborate with, for example, the GIZ, IOM, the CSO, the NGOs, and the rest of them, including the broker. We collaborate by giving them our stringent rule that they must meet up with. For example, don't bring in underage. Don't let us see your girls in the street.
Okay.
And traditional rulers.
Okay.
So far, I believe, by His grace, migration agency is doing so well, because we've gotten 1 or 2 calls from other states that they want to come to Edo State to understudy how we are managing migration in the state. Whereas the persons from elements who don't want to go hungry are fighting us to leave.
Thank you so much, sir. I would love you to continue, but I think we're due for a short break, and more about these, more insight about this human trafficking to go anywhere. It's glad to know you're still there, and we're still discussing this very, very pivotal and society concerned topic, which is human trafficking. Talking about curbing menace or curbing any societal vices or any agency trying to talk, nothing beats the true life story and people who have survived and also benefiting from most of the initiative and progress and projects, mind you. All right. have with me in the house a young man, Mr. Nosa Okundia, happens to be a returnee and I would say benefit of the Edo Migration Agency.
That's true.
It's a pleasure to have you here.
Same here.
And I have to say welcome back officially.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, Mr. Nosa, quick one. Can you take me briefly through your experience trying to migrate illegally, I presume?
Okay, thank you. You know, sometimes I said information is power, and re-information is power. If you don't inform, you will be deformed. So I was not having the right information because I have applied before, I was not getting it. And I forgot that every country has immigration policies. I was not going to the policies to see how the policies goes. I was actually staying with a wedding man in Delta State, Patani to be precise. So when I saw my friend on Facebook, I shouted him up. He said, I don't jackpot. And I said, give me the informations and the locations. That's how he gave me the information. He said, the journey is not like the way they talked about it. And my mom has a chronic BP. And I said, okay, send me the person's contact. That's how he sent me the trafficker's contact, probably known as Boga. So I communicated with the Boga. He said I should pay 350,000, which I have the money. Then I just paid. Then I have to talk to my uncle that I got a job in Enugu State that I want to. I don't want to be under you anymore. He said, okay, I will talk to your account. On my way coming back to Benin, I saw 400K on my account, and I said, wow, that's good. Then I spoke with my best friend. I called him. He said, I will be embarking on this journey. He said, okay, no problem. And I also told my parents that I'm going to Enugu State. That's how I find myself in Onitsha. From there, I find myself in Kano, Odaba Road in Kano. You know those people, they have network. Yeah, then I have to meet with the first person in Odaba Road as a trafficker. And for there, he said, before then, he called me up. He said, where are you? I said, I'm the exact location you asked me to wait. He said, okay, look front. There's a lady selling food there. Okay, have you eaten? I said, no. He said, go and buy food. As I would just go, the guy just met with me. He said, follow me. That's how I followed the guy to a very cheap hotel. I said I should pay 1,000 naira. I paid. Then I also saw another guy from my area again. We started communicating. Then they said, okay, guys, let's go. That's how the journey starts. The journey is just from bit to bit. If your connections end, that's where another person will start. They have a very strong cartel. And you know, some of those persons are the recruiters. But the main trafficker, I happened to meet with the main trafficker in Libya. His name was, I don't know, let me just make mention of name. Then he said, okay, Afa, I have to control my final money for crossing and all that. I was just thinking maybe the journey was just so tough. That was when my suffer started. From there I get to Benin. I fall into kidnapping. That's what we call tranquil. That I have to spend some time there. You know, sometimes there are things that you said you don't want your parents to know. I was not having choice. That putting call to them, telling them that this is the situation at hand. And my mom she has a chronic BP. I just thank God that God was just by my side, that I still come back to meet her alive and all. So it was not even a journey that I even reach my enemy. If I have one to embark on, I better have my enemy to have me around. Also, upon my return, then I promised I will use my story to change various mindsets. Then I become Mohamed Musa. My story went viral. All agencies, organizations, but I just taking me places. Some of them was also using me to uplift. I don't know. I would just say, let me share my experience. Let me share my experience. A lot of persons and that's why I started keeping BS. Because even when I was in prison in Libya and Abu Sli Rubbish prison, a lot of persons was, is this guy? I now grew this push side and I'm just pressing this one keep entering my mouth. So it's all around suffering. I think migration is our right, but we have to do it with dignity by having the right documents that authorizes us to do so. So upon my return, I've been using my story to change various mindsets, and I've been with so many agencies. Currently, I am the treasurer of the Return Migrant Association.
But just one question before you go, Mr. Nosa Okundia. There are people watching you on this program and must seen or might have even concluded the plans of entry, the Libya road or whichever route illegally to migrate out. What is just one advice? Please be brief. Just one advice to these people.
Okay, my advice, I'm not telling you not to travel. If you want to travel, if you cannot go to the appropriate place to seek for information, better not just travel. Going through irregular means is suicidal. Trafficking is dangerous. That sometimes you even have the right of traveling. some of those persons, some of those travel agents you end up meeting, some of them end up to become somebody that will also traffic you. So you have to be wise. You have to get the right information to travel. That's when you come of age. But going through irregular means, it might take your life. It might also end up using your story to also change various mindset the way I've done. Please don't even try it.
Thank you so much. The key word is travel legally. Know the requirements of necessary whatever country you're going to, because it's only who is alive that will be celebrated. No matter what, the Edo State Migratory Agency is there for you. Thank you so much, Mr. Anusa Okundia, for coming again. Moving on, it's time for us to get into the lives about delicious recipes, of course, talking about quick cuisine. And today's menu list is granite soup. Some people I think has gone into extinction. One or two persons just to make it. So let's join yet another new chef this week as we invite Chef Hope as our host.
Today we're going to be making granite soup. And here are the ingredients we'll be using to make the granite soup today. And we have our cow skin called the pomo. And then we have our bonga fish and our crayfish. We have our seasoning. We have our grounded pepper. We have our salt. And we have our palm oil. Without palm oil, the soup will never be a soup, yes. And then we have our vegetable, but we'll be using the ugu leaf. And then we have the most important recipe for today, the granite itself. And then we have our stock already boiled meat and chicken that we'll be using. So relax and watch me make granite soup. First of all, I have to light my gas. Okay, and that's done. I already boiled my chicken and my cow meat with seasoning, so I don't think I'll be adding any more seasoning to this, so it will not be too much. For my granules, I added some recipes to grind it, and that was Orima and Oziza. That was what I used in grinding my granite for it to make it have a lovely scent. And now, while our stock is already on fire, we have to add our momo, add our bonga fish and our crayfish, and then we'll add our pepper. So let's give it 6 minutes for it to get boiled before we start adding any other ingredients. Well, our stock is already boiling, and now it's time for us to add a little bit of seasoning. A little bit, because we already use seasoning to boil our stock meat. So let's just add a little bit of seasonings. Then we stir. Now it's time for us to add our palm oil. Don't add too much palm oil. Just add like 2 spoons, depending on the amount of soup you want to. If you want to make it very plenty, you can add like 3 spoons, that's enough, but don't add too much oil. Then after that, you stir. Then you allow it to boil for like 2 minutes. Then before you now add your already blended granite. Now it's time for us to add our already blended granite inside the pot. This is what makes it granite soup. This is what makes it granite soup. We leave it to dissolve inside before we stir. Now let's add our vegetable leaf. Don't add too much, just add a little bit. Since it's granite soup, it does not require too much vegetables. That's nice. So then stir. After adding your vegetable, you stir. Then you cover it for it to boil for like 2 to 3 minutes, and then you remove. Well, we are done preparing our granite soup. I will be using fufu to eat my granite soup today. So let me dish this soup so I can eat I can't wait to eat this food. Thank you for watching today's episode on Quick Cuisine. See you next time. Bye.
I believe I'm one of those people that will try.
You always try out everything. I think I'll come to your house to confirm this around.
You're welcome. You're free to come anytime.
Thank you.
All right, we have as our second guest for today. But before we meet her, let's just quickly see her profile.
Okay. You must say, see what you cause.
Jesus.
I tell you just something, my pikin use mouth tell me say, you never reach when you want to perform miracle. The same thing when I tell you, now you tell me for them. I bet there's nothing I can do. When I go chop biscuit and no, drink beer, man, I say beer.
I can't play it. That's an aberration. You want to eat for me? Don't say that again, madam. I'll just for you. For you now.
Very hilarious clip. All right, we are back in the studio, and here is welcoming us our guest on the show. Her name is Precious Enwai Adibeli, popularly known as Real Upper Pikin, a comedian, content producer, and actor. Madam, you are highly welcome to the program.
Thank you so much.
It's an honor to have you.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Hey, so my first question to you: how did you venture into this craft?
This craft is something I have wanted to do. I could remember back then when I was still a young girl, my secondary school days, you know, when they show some persons on TV and I would tell my mom, Mommy, this is going to be me someday. And she would say, no problem, from your mouth to God's ears. So it's something I have always wanted to do. Even when I got into the university, from my year one, we've been doing stage, I've been anchoring events, you know, doing movie. So it's something, I don't just know how God just managed to keep me in this line. And this is it. It's something I have always wanted to do. I had passion for. So I would say the craft is just inbuilt, part of me. Yes.
Inbuilt passion.
Yes, so.
Okay, I like that. All right, so your motivation. Tell us about your motivation.
Oh, motivation. I had so many motivators growing up. Okay, you know, back then I do watch some of these televisions, these movies that comes up on televisions, the likes of Mommy Joke Silva. I saw that she was a married woman, you know, she was doing very well, a veteran actress now. I saw Mommy Patient Izoko, I saw Omotola Jalade. These people, I love them. Whenever there's one woman I love again, what's her name? Tony Tomato Shola Shobowale.
Okay.
These women are wonderful. So I had wanted to be in their shoe.
Like them.
Even if I am not in Lagos, I'm not from Lagos, I just knew that if I start from somewhere, because this started from somewhere, I knew that one day I'll become like them, or I'll be better than them. We're still on that stage, we're still going, though. We've not ended though. So these people were my motivation. So I said, okay, let me give it a try. Plus the inbuilt passion inside me, and then boom, that's it. This is me, and that's it.
Yes, I have to congratulate you. You're doing so well. I have to read something from what you said. You said even if you're not from Lagos.
Yes.
Now, see, young married Benin woman. Any challenge? Because now you're trying to break that glass ceiling off. We don't really have females do that thing.
A lot of challenges. So many. So many.
Just highlight few for me.
Okay. I could remember back then, you know, you go for an audition, you are being auditioned, and you are perfect for the role. You see some producers or directors saying, she's too black, she's too dark, This, even if they know that you fit in, they'll be like, no, we need a fair person. We need somebody who is, you know.
Because you were discriminated upon.
Yes. And I feel like, but everybody's, I'm supposed to say, no, it's not you. And you see some other producers pushing so hard and saying, if you don't have anything to offer in the other room, you can't get this room. You know, it was very, very heartbreaking. But I didn't, because I knew that this thing are inbuilt. So you are not going to give in, to get what I define. Why I know that I can start from somewhere.
Exactly.
So I turned so many people down, and I lost so many movie roles. I lost so many MC jobs. I lost so many things. The Benin's always say, those people today, if they see me, they be like, we are proud of you. Maybe they really want code anything. They are proud of me. I messed up then. I don't even think so many of us will even be sitting down to laugh with each other. So challenge is there. And if you feel you can, this is what you want to offer to get to, fine. See, it's not a do or that thing, it's choice.
Okay.
So me, I didn't like that part.
Right.
Because Benin too small. In fact, Nigeria too small.
So despite these challenges now, from when you started up till now, just take us through your journey so far.
Journey so far started from 2009, my pre-degree days. Like I said before, I started this thing in my university days. Like that, we've been coming ups and down. Before you go stand up, work stronger. It's not been easy, but it was worth it. There's no journey to success that is easy. If it is easy, na set up. If it's easy, then you say you're not there alive now. So challenges will come. So the road was rough at some point, but I wouldn't say it's still rough now. It's rosy now because I think I've worked, I've suffered. Okay. And I really enjoy it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like you said something about it's not easy to make people laugh. I have one question for you, Precious. First and foremost, you're going to give advice to women who are looking up to you, want to also break the glass ceiling, maybe not entertainment or somewhere else. Then secondly, you will give us a show.
Yes. Make us laugh.
Me, I want to laugh because I started laughing at the beginning of the show.
Okay.
So please, I don't know about
advice to young women coming into the industry: there's no shortcut. Be hardworking. You know you do. Stay alive or don't die. You.
Now die lose.
Stay alive. One day, God will pick your call. If you do something that you are not supposed to do to get to where you are today, tomorrow you will regret it. The two people when they know they feel their advice for this life, my people when they in love. My neighbor when they live for us, since my last experience, I'm not the talk anybody matter again. My neighbor when me and I stay for us, come tell me say, mama, my husband they maltreat me, they deal with me. I say, this marriage not be do that. If you don't let you stay, you come out. If you let you stay, you stay. He said, no, she go must park. And I say, as I no good though, no we are good. I can't beg the woman. He said, no, mama, beg her. And she vex enter his house. I think say she want to go park load. Few minutes later, I go back. So I said, show the corner. I see you man the judge for another woman production. Say no monkey can separate she and the husband.
Wow. Oh, thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thank you so much.
We are honored to have you.
That's beautiful.
Thank you very much.
So that was
our guest, Precious Enwai Adibeli. Now, moving on the show, let's get the scoop on entertainment scene.
It's happening again. Davido set to wed Chioma in Miami, America this weekend. It reported that the Nigerian singer and his wife Chioma Roland Adeleke are daring up for their white wedding ceremony. Just when France thought the fairy tale was complete and over, after a year of the traditional engagement, another chapter unfolded in the love story of the superstar singer and the mother of his kids. Early announced that the couple's white wedding is happening this weekend and it's about to be a major event in Nigerian entertainment industry. Sean Diddy Combs, lawyer, seeks Trump's pardon. Combs to remain jailed, they sentenced him. Nicole Westmoreland, A member of Sean Diddy Combs' high-profile legal team said that the team has contacted the Trump administration to explore the possibility of a presidential pardon. This follows Combs' recent conviction on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. Wetmore has added that the case should never have been pursued by the government, arguing that their second misstep was allowing it to keep going. He also stated that the government knew that there's no way Combs committed sex trafficking or RICO, and they must continue prosecuting anyway. However, Sean Diddy was found guilty on 2 counts related to prostitution. We'll bring you more as the first story unfolds. That's all we got to bring your way on the entertainment gist. Moving on this week's recap, we'll bring to you more awareness on human trafficking and of course one issue that concerns all of us, which is transportation. Let's take a look. Review, Governor Okpebholo unveils bold plans to reintegrate trafficked youth, theme irregular migration. Through a bold, structured and multi-sectional response led by the Edo State Migration Agency, the government is charting a new path towards a sustainable migration governance, social justice and economic reintegration. Speaking on the policy thrust of the government in this regard, the Director General of the Edo State Migration Agency, Honorable Lucky Agazuma, disclosed that under the directive and active leadership of Governor Okpebholo, the state has adopted a strategic and human-centered approach to addressing regular migration, an issue that has affected thousands of Edo citizens, especially the youth. On second note, jubilation as Edo State Tax Force cracks down on illegal revenue collectors, arrest 10 offenders. Official of Edo State government has arrested over 10 individuals for illegally extorting money from drivers, traders, and market women over the week. The arrest followed their refusal to adhere to the state's official ban on unauthorized revenue collection in a move meant to cleanse the revenue collection system. The arrest, which took place across several strategic locations in the city, following the governor's directive, banning the activities of certain unions and revenue collection agents. Speaking on the state's position, Secretary to the state government, Barrister Musa Ihilo, emphasized that Governor Okpebholo remains committed to sanitizing the revenue system and promoting the people of Edo State from oppression and economic exploitation.
Because the governor is a very proactive and responsive governor, when he gets reports that some of these groups were busy extorting people, he gave immediate instruction for their suspension and their banning.
Those are the top stories for the week. Last but not the least is Sports Rail. I've been waiting for this. The Nigerian women continue to show their dominance in the continent, this time in the aspect of basketball. The Tigress wins 5 times consecutively the African women's title. Oh, can you beat that? Coming back home to be celebrated at Heroines, here is Sports Rail.
Tigress, Nigeria's national women basketball team, defeated Mali 78-64 in the final of the 2025 FIBA Women's Afro Basketball in Abidjan, securing their 5th consecutive and 7th overall African Championship title. The Tigress, after falling behind in the first quarter, demonstrated resilience and skill, ultimately dominating the later stage of the game. The team's strong performance in the third and fourth quarter, particularly their defensive effort in the final quarter, secured their victory. The win solidifies the Tigress' position as a dominant force in African women's basketball. The latest African champion in women's basketball are again from Nigeria. Another proud moment for Nigeria in 1 week. The Nigerian First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu, is the proud national mother, 2-time lucky within the space of time. The First Lady leads in celebrating the hard work of these ladies, whom she says shows the power of Nigerian women in breaking barriers.
This victory is not just a win on the court, it is a resounding statement of hard work, excellence, and national pride. This is a moment that will forever inspire generations of Nigerian girls and women to dream big, boldly, and pursue greatness.
Vice President Kashim Shettima admits that the impressive round of the women has exemplified the true national theme, quick succession. He says the government, under its principle, is committed to a repositioning of sport as a pillar of youth development and national economy.
Commission's renewed focus on athlete welfare, institutional reform, grassroots support, and performance-based development is already yielding results. Let this be a signal that we are on the right path.
So thankful for Your Excellency Tinubu on his behalf. This is life-changing for some of these girls, life-changing for us, and this is what we need, renewed hope. We're so thankful for this, and we hope for more to come.
The African champions now shift attention to the preparation of the FIBA Women's Cup coming up next year in Germany. That's it on Sport Rail.
Tigress. Somebody's feeling jealous. No, I mean, the women are doing it again.
Representing the whole Nigeria. Oh, kudos to them. Phenomenal achievement from our female basketball team. Congratulations. Well, that's the size of our program for today. I've had a wonderful time today, Pearl.
Ah, had a sweat time.
All right, so I hope you enjoyed yourself out there. Don't forget to follow us on our social media, and of course, we would love to have your feedback.
And in case you missed the whole package, do not worry. Morning Delights repeats 10 a.m. every Friday on NTA Benin, Channel 7, your award-winning station.
All right, till we see you same time next week on the show.
Bye.
Bye.
See you next time.
Zocha Hotel and Lounge, the home of hospitality with a touch of class, with a serene environment, clean and crystal. Zocha Hotel and Lounge offers exquisite accommodation with diverse range of luxurious rooms, with an array of local and intercontinental dishes and choice drinks. We also take care of your social and corporate needs with our state-of-the-art event center capable of seating 1,000 guests comfortably. For qualitative relaxation, you can rely on our premium entertainment nightclub and bar to mingle and have unlimited fun. Zocha Hotel and Lounge is indeed a home away from home, where every service is accorded with Midas touch. Zocha Hotel and Lounge is situated at number 55 Upper Mission Extension Road, Benin City. For booking inquiries, call 09037001356 or 09012690561. Zocha Hotel and Lounge, the hotel with utmost comfort.
Sister, how come mega here? Often, then here ya travel wa come out. Where is Zeko Best? Zeko Best. I am you come near never. Just a baby in a vega no away party. Zeko Best. We are done.
Correct. As body no dey forbid God, now so quality and original textile material not the finish on Zeko Best. No need to travel go Lagos and buy all the China quality materials you won't buy for club meetings, burial, birthday, marriage, and been for church convention. How many you won't buy? Zeko Best, get up, Jabrata for big and small high target.
Hollandis, Java, Daviva, Doe Trucks, excellent trucks, high fashion, Ashoki, different designs of hair tie. How many I fit stock? Which kind gift item you dey find wey Zeko Best don't get?
Zeko Best material and gift items. Oh yeah, begin Wakako with head office for number 12 Second Ibiwe Street, off First Ibiwe for Benin City. You feel ring us for 0805 592 4931.
As a professional tailor and fashion designer, I recommend Zeko Best materials.
Zeko Best materials and gift items. We have to try. Zeko Best.
Hello. Are you looking for a place for relaxation, for comfort, or rather you're just looking for a place to call home? Welcome to Zavik Royal Hotel. Zavik Royal Hotel can give you this and many much more as you take advantage of our senator suites, royal executives, and so much more. And event halls where we make the dreams come true with our conference and boardrooms, our poolside for parties, and our car park for space for parties. You can have so much more with Zavik Royal Hotel, for there is something for everyone here. Zavik Royal Hotel, a home from home.
Do you live in Aduawa and environs, or you need a conducive and open field in Aduawa for your wedding receptions, birthday parties, annual ceremonies, family or corporate events in a serene and conducive environment that is close to nature? Then look no further. NTA Benin Aduawa is a place for you. NTA Benin Aduawa has a large field for all